Shali, one question I wanted to ask you because I want to make sure that we get to this today. I know that we've got members of I know we've got members of EOB Mafia that are doing this on their own. Everything is from the solopreneur standpoint and trying to handle all of the responsibilities. One of the biggest being marketing. Yeah. So from the social media side and just the overall content creation side, how do you recommend and how do you advise that someone handles all of this in a very clear and concise manner, putting the focus on it that they need to, but not burning out and getting overwhelmed because they have so many other responsibilities on their plate?
This is the biggest thing that I love to shatter for people, because the Instagram coaches used to say, oh, you have to post 3 times a week on Instagram to do photos. And the TikTok people are like, you have to post 3 times a day. And I'm sure they're not wrong. For a big corporation, yeah, that's probably what they should do. But if a solo person is listening to this, that is not what you should be doing, because you will hate life. It's just like, and we're in the new year, New Year's resolution, people are like, oh, let's go to the gym because the gym is going to change our lives. Like people quit. And so social media is the same way. I had a client, and she was 23 years old, and she was trying to get on TikTok, and she's like an old person when it comes to social media. Like, she doesn't love the tech stuff, even though she's a tech founder. She doesn't love the social media stuff. And so she got really excited about TikTok for a week, and I warned her. I was like, hey, you probably are going to burn out in 2 seconds, just like you warned. And not that I didn't believe in her, because she's amazing. She has a great company. I warned her about it, and I was right, because she got exhausted by it, because it's fun and it has novelty for a little bit. But just like you said earlier, people quit and they don't stick with it. So most people will probably lose on social media because they don't stick with it. The second thing is, like we said, 3 times on TikTok, those standards shouldn't apply to small businesses. And I hate when people say, oh, you have to do this and it's going to work. You don't have to post that much. Consistency is important, but find something that you can stick with. So I've been consulting a batch of 200 plus women for one of my clients on how to do LinkedIn. And she used to tell them 5 days a week on LinkedIn, which isn't bad. It'll definitely blow you up. But if you're me and you hate writing and you hate posting, you hate administrative work, I was never going to pull that off successfully. But I started with 1 post a month. That was fantastic, because LinkedIn algorithms, they keep your stuff alive for a long time. So I would say find something that you can stick with. Don't feel like you have to make, even for me, don't feel like you have to make a 2-hour-long podcast episode. All my little podcasts for my little side show that's kind of fun are less than 20 minutes long, and some of them are even 4 minutes long. And I'm like, you know what? That checks the box and makes it easy for me. Don't feel like you have to be making crazy hours worth of production. If you want to post once every 2 weeks, great. Even if it's an email newsletter, once every 2 weeks is fabulous. Just post something insightful. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to feel as much pressure as the world tells us we need to put on it. And I think that's the misconception I want to shatter with you today.
I think that's phenomenal advice, because I do think we get wrapped up in these arbitrary time limits and time standards that no one has ever said you have to do it this long. You have to make it this long. And I've always laughed, because when in most scenarios, if you're going to YouTube, for example, and you're looking for a solution to a problem, and you get a video that says it's going to solve it for you in 2 minutes, that's where you're going to go. Yet from a podcasting standpoint, people will say, well, if my show's not half an hour long, I'm not doing my job. No, get the value out into the world and let the time fall where it may. So if you're not hitting exactly 30 minutes, no one's going to burn you in effigy.
No.
As long as you're bringing the value and you're doing it consistently, that's what your audience is showing up for. So keep putting that content to them in that fashion.
It doesn't have to be as much as you think. And I think that's what people don't realize.